Hi, Russell. It's really nice to meet you. We're glad that you're here today. Really quick before we kind of talk more and get to know you better, we just wanted to let you know about informed consent and have you sign this form. Basically, this just says that anything we talk about here is confidential, minus just a few things. So we are mandatory reporters, which means if there's child abuse or elder abuse, things like that mentioned, we are required to report those. But otherwise, we're here to help you, and we hope that you can trust in us and confide in us so we can help you.
Thank you.
We just kind of want to get to know you a little bit better and kind of know what brought you here today. So do you want to just go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I guess I'm 26 years old, and I graduated from Highland High School here in Salt Lake City, and I don't have any kids. I'm Catholic, but I would just say that I'm like a holiday Catholic. I don't really go or practice a lot. Yeah, I worked for a car dealership, but I mean, I worked as a real estate agent. Sorry, I used to work as a car dealer at a car dealership, but I was working as a real estate agent, and that really didn't turn out. So like that.
We appreciate you telling us a little bit about yourself, and we'd also like to know a little bit about what brought you here today, because obviously you're struggling a little bit, and that's what we're here for. We want to help you and know what we can do to help.
Well, I have been feeling a lot of like anxiety, and I've been feeling really nervous and having a hard time concentrating, and that kind of started when I lost my job like 6 months ago, and I just have been feeling really agitated as well, and having like feeling like I'm being really forgetful of important things, like my family members, like their birthday or something.
Yeah, I think those are things that, like, little things that you're noticing right now, and obviously, like I said, we want to help you get over these things, and so we're going to just continue to ask you a few questions so that we can get more into detail and see what resources and things that we can provide for you.
Okay.
Okay. So we're first wondering, like you said, you've felt forgetful in things. Sometimes other things that people struggle with are like dietary changes, sleep patterns. How are those for you?
So I've been sleeping a lot, like probably like 9 to 12 hours a day, and I just don't have any ambition like to get up, because since I lost my job, I just feel like kind of worthless, like, because I don't feel like that there's any purpose to life. And I mean, like the purpose for getting up. And I also lost like one of my really close friends in a car accident, and he was killed and also like one of my good friend from high school was paralyzed. And so I feel like that I've lost my friends, and I've lost my job, and I just feel really don't know what to do.
Yeah. How long ago was this car accident?
It was about 6 months ago. Like, well, it was actually, see, this is the part of forgetfulness, because I like start blanking out and I can't even remember like when things actually happened.
So was it close to around the time that you lost your job? Were those kind
Yeah.
of within the same time frame?
It was right before that happened, because that's kind of like when I stopped going to work. So it was probably just like a week or so before that when the car accident happened. And I just, like, it was hard for me to get up and go to work because I didn't feel good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Makes sense. Totally. And you reported or you talked about how you graduated from Highland High School. How was high school for you? Were there any difficulties with learning or anything like that?
No, I like I got like a 3.3 GPA. I mean, I didn't feel like I had any like disabilities or anything. I mean, it wasn't the best GPA, but it wasn't the worst. And I like hanging out with my buddy, like I had my high school buddy that I liked hanging out with, my one that's paralyzed now, like we did a lot of fun stuff together. And so grades wasn't something that we were always focused on, but I did okay.
Totally. And how would you describe your family or important relationships in your life? Do you feel like you have any important relationships or have had them?
I feel like that my family has been kind of not so close since I was a kid. My dad left my mom, and so I was raised by my mom, and so she was at work a lot, and so she wasn't home a lot, and I just kind of hung out with my cousin, my 16-year-old cousin, a lot. He kind of babysat me when I was like 6 or 7.
Okay. And then what about dating? Have you dated a lot or what about that?
So yeah, so I don't think I've told you yet, but I'm gay, and I like, there was this one guy that I dated for like 2 years, and we were together, and he was like the one that earned all the money, so he was basically like the breadwinner. And we did talk about getting married once, but I have a lot of social anxiety, and so when we would go out around a lot of people together, then I would start feeling really anxious, and I want to go home. He was an extrovert, and he wanted to stay out there and be with people. And so he dumped me after the accident because I got really like, I just wanted to be at home.
We really appreciate how open and honest you've been with us so far, and I can tell that you're struggling, and like I said, we really want what's best for you. And that being said, it's important for us to know a little bit about your substance use and your medical history. Is there anything there? Have you ever done any drugs or alcohol or things like that?
No, I never really got into that. I mean, like, not really. No, I've never done like drugs and alcohol much. I mean, like, I tried it a couple times, but not really.
Yeah.
I mean, my my boss at work, well, the guy that was over me, my manager, he wanted me to be drug tested right before I got fired. And I don't know why he wanted me to be drug tested. Like, the drug test came back negative and everything. And so I don't know, maybe it was just because I was losing weight or something.
Yeah. And what about your medical history? It sounds like your car accident had a big toll on you. And was there any medication that was prescribed from a doctor? Are you taking any medication for any of your anxiety or depression that you're experiencing right now?
No, I broke 3 ribs, and I got a concussion, and I had a lot of bruises, but my doctor says that I'm okay. But I know that sometimes I slur my words and stuff, and I can't like really get my mouth to connect with what I'm thinking all the time. But so I guess my primary care doctor told me that he thought maybe I should look into that more, like, and see why I do that. Yeah, because I forget stuff. And
Yeah, and that's definitely a great idea to talk to your doctor and to see what suggestions they have, especially if you've been working with them after the accident to make sure that everything's okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like, with sleeping excessive hours and things, that with this grief, you're maybe dealing with some depressive symptoms. Have you ever had any other like psychiatric history? Have you ever struggled with like depression, anxiety, anything like that before in your life?
Well, when I was about 12, it was like really hard for me to go to school because I just felt like I didn't fit in, and I felt really anxious around the kids, and like I felt really self-conscious, and like I don't know, like it was hard for me to be there sometimes. So my mom took me to a counselor for a while, but not anything since then.
Yeah. And do you know, is there any history of any psychiatric stuff in your family?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
And as far as right now, sometimes like dealing with depression, that can be really hard. We want to make sure that you're safe. And so we were wondering if you ever have times that you have thought about ending your life.
I mean, there was a couple of times when I was younger, like I told you, like when I was having a hard time socially in middle school, that I thought, if I disappeared or if I could just like cease to exist or something, that would be good. But I never really did anything about it. And I mean, of course, I'm obviously depressed right now, but I mean, I don't want to off myself.
So as of right now, you would say that you're not really having any suicidal thoughts.
No.
You're just struggling mostly.
Yeah.
So the next section we want to go over is physical, sexual, emotional abuse, and neglect. Have you ever experienced any form of abuse in your life?
I don't think so, really. I mean, there was a time like when I was hanging out with my cousin, I told you he was supposed to be watching me while my mom was at work, and he started touching me sexually. I mean, he did that a lot, I guess. And yeah, I never told anybody about that.
So you never reported it to your parents or authorities or anything like that?
No, but we're all, we're all grown up now. I know what you said about the about reporting, but I don't think that needs to be reported because we're adults now, and I mean, it would just cause family problems if I do that. So.
Okay. Has your family ever been involved in any domestic violence or anything like that?
No, like my dad left when I was really young, and so I don't even really remember him. But and my mom, she was always really sweet to me, and so no.
Okay, and none with like datings and past relationships or anything like that?
No.
Okay. And then lastly do you have any legal history or anything like that?
No.
No. Okay. Awesome.
Well, Russell, we're so grateful that you were able to meet with us today, and we appreciate your openness and your honesty, and we recognize that you're struggling, and that's what we're here for. Is we want to give you those resources to help you to get over these struggles and help you know that you're not alone. And there's a few resources that we wanted to share with you that are local and close by that we think would be very beneficial to you. One of them is a gay pride community center in Salt Lake City. They meet Tuesday nights from 6 to 8 virtually. And we think this would be a great option for you because one, I think it would provide some people in your life that are going through similar things, and just to help you know and recognize that you're not alone and that you can have this support group.
Great.
We think that would be awesome and very beneficial.
I think it'd be really nice to have some friends.
Yeah, I think friends is a great way to, like I said, just recognize that struggles are sometimes okay if you know people are there and can help you out. Another resource that we thought about was the Utah Workforce Services to just help you find a job. You mentioned that you lost your job and that your ex-boyfriend was kind of the provider, and I'm sure that causes some extra stress and anxiety in your life, not having an income right now. And we think that would be a great resource to kind of help find a job and get you back into the swing of things, and hopefully help with a schedule. Kind of just having a schedule is nice, is a great way to not feel so depressed and anxious all the time.
Yeah.
And lastly, we kind of mentioned it earlier, and you actually kind of brought it up, but you said your doctor mentioned that medication would be something to look into for some of the symptoms and things that you're experiencing with anxiety and depression, and even with the post symptoms from your car accident, like the concussion and things like that. I think medication could be a great resource to help kind of lessen those things that you were going through right now.
Right.
But we really appreciate you meeting with us, and we look forward to meeting with you again, and hope that you will continue to find that help and support that you need at this time. So thank you, Russell, for being open and here with us today.
Thank you.